Alright, if you guys have been watching a while, this is that mall number 6 2-man saw I bought a few months ago at the auction. I'm gonna see if we can't get this thing going. So we'll tear into it and see what happens. I don't know if you'll be able to see the tank is pretty sludgy. I'm blocking my light with the camera, but so we're gonna pull it off, put it in the parts washer, and just let some fluid circulate through it while we go through the carb and stuff and see what happens. Everything on these things is like a goofy angle. I'm scared to do this, but I'm going to do it anyway. Nothing.
It's probably a good thing.
Yeah, it's definitely a good thing. You got a bigger Phillips.
Yeah. Pick in there too if you want to put it.
But like the screws are like 10 miles long in this thing. Hopefully this one's in better shape than that Model 11 because it was pretty rough. I'd like to clean this writing up on this tank. See what this says. This is like all the instructions and stuff for this saw. It's really hard to read. When engine is hot, do not choke at all. Carburetor specs. How to stop the engine. Maybe we should give that a read before we get too far into this. Could have taken the air cleaner off, made that easy, I guess. But whatever you can do to make you look like an idiot on camera, you know? it's holding on. Just that stuff.
Smudge.
Yep. There she is. How about you have? That'll be your baby. Yummy.
Yeah, but it sure looks bad.
Get this air cleaner and carburetor off. Probably ought to at some point. Well, I might as well just file the points before we even get.
Yeah.
Before we even try.
Can you get to the points?
I don't know yet. I don't even know where they are, to be honest with you.
Hopefully they're not on the flywheel.
You're just falling apart. Oh, that bolt is probably what's holding us up.
We're gonna have some audio editing to do.
Yeah, it happens. I always tell everybody just to act normal. I can edit all that out.
Yep. Totally normal reaction to smacking your shin off a chainsaw. Oh.
Especially that size chainsaw.
Yeah. Chainsaw doesn't move. Which probably also help with my garage work. A mess.
Oh, you don't even talk about fancy garages. That's an interesting air cleaner. It doesn't
Like
look
just a big cartridge.
Yeah, doesn't look that bad though, really.
No, those actually clean out pretty easily. No.
Dogs are getting serious over there.
Yeah, they're gonna tear each other apart. Beagles.
Start making a pile here of stuff, I guess, somewhere. On the table. We're just gonna let this little parts washer run stuff through the tank and see if we can flush some of that sludge out of there while we work on the rest of it. I got the air cleaner off. We're gonna get this carb off, figure out where the points are, and go from there, I guess. Yep. Well, that was easy. That's what the piston looks like. You're gonna see it for the first time with me. I mean, it's a little scored up, but well, it's got some compression, I'll tell you that. See if we can figure out where the points are and get some spark. Alright. Unfortunately, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do about getting the flywheel off so I can file the points. Looks like it takes a pretty goofy puller, so I'm waiting to hear back from the guys, so we'll take this carb apart. See what kind of mess I can make here with it. There's no flare on the end of that fitting. That's wild. Somebody put this together with no flare on it. Redneck. Yeah, I guess. Probably been like that for 30 years. Some like professional mechanics gonna be on here like, oh, look at these idiots. You can't do it that way. Did you see that Whistle and Diesel bought that same dozer as Kill Dozer?
T355.
Yeah, isn't that sweet?
Yeah. He used to take it to Granby, Colorado.
He did. They took it through a detour. They got permits and everything. A detour through Granby. Parked on Main Street. We're taking pictures and stuff. Look it up online. He just put a video out where he talks about he's going to go through Granby, but yeah, they got it. It's like they get it running, loaded up, and he's like, "Yeah, we're headed to Granby."
They must be taught another lesson.
Something. I watched that documentary. It's so one-sided. You know what I mean? It's. Alright, cut this thing apart and it's actually surprisingly clean. Got a cork float in it. Everything looks good. We'll clean it up a little bit, put her back together. Alright, so I got the puller all set up. The points are behind the flywheel on this thing, so we're gonna pull the flywheel off, hopefully, and see what happens. Look at that. I have to say, I'm pretty impressed. The battery's on red. I just recently became one of those Milwaukee guys. Alright, so inside there we got the mud dauber's nest. Some crap down in the bottom. But, here's the points. And they need filed. Garrett just left to go get some dinner, and I forgot to ask him where the file was, so I'll have to hunt that down. But I bet we file the points, clean the fuel tank out, put some fresh gas in this thing. It'll probably go. We'll find out here in a minute. Not the ideal file, but we'll make her work. Okay, I got the flywheel back on. I couldn't get them points to spark, but I think I'll roll this thing over, see if we got spark, and then I'll check the camera and see. Sure looks like we got spark to me. Huh. Alright, we're going to put the carburetor back on this thing, flush the fuel tank out, and see if it'll go. Alright, I'm going to put the carb and exhaust back on here, hopefully, without too much trouble. And unfortunately I lost a piece that holds the throttle cable. I don't know what we were doing last night, but lost that, so I'll have to get one of them, but for now we can start it up, see what's going on, hopefully. So bolt these on and get the exhaust back on, and I gotta clean the fuel tank out. The tank cleaned up pretty well with the petcock still plugged up, so I'm gonna have to pull it out of there and see if I can clean out whatever's stuck in the petcock and go from there. Oops. It's weird, the throttle cables and stuff on these is all hard line, so you gotta have everything lined up just right. Kind of a goofy spot there, I guess. Now, if I remember right, the exhaust kind of got to go hand in hand with it here. Yeah, I almost screwed up. Almost screwed up. It's tough that you can't barely get a wrench on this back one. The open end. I gotta try to remember how this goofy guarding goes in here. And then this one here goes like this, I think. Yeah, that seems right. And this one here. And these two flathead screws go in here. I can get them started. All right, get everything lined up, so I'll get that all snugged up. All right, take this petcock off here and see if we can't clean it out. Figure out what's going on with it. And I'm gonna run some more diesel through this tank. Strong. Let's see if this thing will flow. No. Yeah, we're getting some. This thing's got a goofy, I guess it's a 1940s type filter deal. Alright, I don't know if you can see that on camera or not. I'll try to get my phone in there maybe, but I got this all apart. This fitting's clear. The shut off. If you don't know how that works, that's how it works. But it's all clear. This fitting's actually completely plugged with, I'm not even sure what that is. So I'm gonna get a pick, clean that out hopefully, and hopefully this will work. Alright. Got this petcock back in there. I don't remember which way it was facing, so I have to put it on the machine and try it that way, but I think it was something like this. So, we'll put this thing back on it, put some fuel in it. I gotta figure out what they were doing for a kill switch, because there's some wiring all goofy over there, but we'll get this thing back together, figure out how we're gonna shut it off if it starts, and hopefully it'll start. Alright, I got the tank set on here. I'm set up so I can kind of figure out how I had these lines going. Or I guess how somebody had these lines going, rather. Maybe this way. I'd like to get these started before I get everything buttoned up. I just gotta turn that other one a little bit that way. Get a pair of pliers. Screwdriver. Just had it. So, these might be a little tricky to get started. I think all I gotta do is say, this might be a little tricky, then it goes pretty nice and smooth. Now why is that one so much shorter? Kind of a wrinkle in it, I guess. Just describe that. All right, we're pretty much ready to fire now. I'm gonna wait around for Garrett to get back from getting something to eat, so I have an extra hand here to help me film and stuff. This is one of my favorite parts, though. We cleaned this. I know you won't be able to read it very good, but this is all the instructions. From what I gather, this thing's like mid to late 40s. Right here, where does it say? In a clean container, mix 3/4 of a pint of good motor oil, straight 30 weight preferably, with each gallon of regular gasoline. That's kind of neat. All the safety stuff's back here written on that little brass tag. It's pretty cool. Never even noticed that though I was taking the tank off yesterday. Probably pull it a half dozen times and then that might give it a little help. I didn't choke it either. Whoops, screw that one up. Looked up last night, this thing is actually 200 cc's, so it's pretty stout. Get a little help as soon as I find the help. Probably should have wrapped the rope first. Keep slipping off. Well, that's promising a little bit. See if it'll actually run on gas. All right, Garrett's back. We're gonna see if we can. I'm gonna keep pulling and he can mess with the carburetor. I tried to cut a piece of that off, but I couldn't find anything to cut with to make a handle. Ready?
Yep.
All right, so we found the little accelerator pump, and I turned the gas on this time, so let's see what happens. Round two.
just like the smokestacks we got.
I know, that's crazy, isn't it?
Sweet.
And 2 exhaust ports too is.
Yeah.
Kind of thinking that thing.
That's cool. Awesome. I hope it sounds as good on camera as it does now. So, unfortunately, this thing runs like a top. I've got to get the part I lost for the throttle cable. I was hoping to take the chain and everything bar off the other one I have, but they're different. So now that I know this runs, I'm going to try and track down a chain and stuff so I can get this thing running. The next video you'll see I'll get a chain, everything I need to run this thing, and we'll cut some wood with it. But for now, that's going to wrap this one up. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.